We are Mito and Anna. We are co-directors of the Feminist Autonomous Center in Athens, Greece, and we are currently in Eresos, Lesbos, for the Lesbian Summit of the Euro-Central Asian Lesbian Community, the ELC. During the summit, news broke in the New York Times, showing a video that documents a pushback by the Greek Coast Guard in Lesbos. The video shows people on land being forced into a van by masked men and then transferred onto the Greek Coast Guard vessel, and from there, in the middle of the sea, onto an inflatable raft to drift back to the Turkish waters. The survivors of the pushback, including children and infants, gave their testimony to the New York Times. Naima Hassan Aden, a woman from Somalia, said, "We did not expect to survive that day." This is not an isolated incident. It is the systematic practice of the Greek Coast Guard.
Since 2020, the Border Violence Monitoring Network has taken testimonies of 384 survivors, asylum seekers who've survived pushbacks in the Aegean, of which 93% involved children, 86% described physical violence, and 100% the theft of personal belongings, including mobile phones, needed to call for rescue and to document the violence by the Greek Coast Guard. The Greek government denies that it conducts pushbacks, which are of course a violation of international law and the fundamental right to claim asylum. Yet this video confirms once again that pushbacks are a systematic practice in the Aegean, which forms part of the violence of borders and of Greek and EU migration policy. As lesbians, feminists, anti-racists, border and prison abolitionists, we want to affirm freedom of movement as part of our movement for freedom. We oppose the camps, detention centers, prisons for people crossing borders, like the closed and controlled access center due to open soon in Vastria, here in Lesbos, or Moria, which came before it.
The struggle against anti-gender politics, against organized transphobia, lesbophobia, and misogyny is inextricably linked to the struggle against borders, prisons, and fascism. Here, in Lesbos, we find ourselves at the intersection of those struggles, and we express our solidarity with our sisters and siblings whose crossing of the Aegean and of any border in the world is criminalized by nation states. We call all members of the ELC community to take a stand against borders and the violence that they inflict.